All right. Extended ACLs. Already did it. We did both, standard extended, but let's slow it down a little bit. But before we begin the extended, and you'll see it up here, all right, but you already done this, I want to go into a lab and I want to show you that standard VTY for the telnet lines, all right? I want to show you that, all right, because I didn't really want to rush that, okay? So let's go into the lab that we were using. We said we're going to use this router right here, okay? And again, let's bring this bad boy over here, bring this here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to permit, let's say, we're going to permit this host to be able to telnet into this router, right? And then we're going to deny everybody else. We're going to deny everybody else. So let's go ahead, go into that. And I don't think that we've actually configured the telnet line. So we're going to do line VTY 0 space 4 password Cisco login. Okay, and since we're telling in, we don't need to, but I want to be able to get in all the way. So let's do the enable password Cisco, just plain text. That's good enough. And then let's do a line con. No, I'm just going to put it just in case. All right, no big deal. Line con 0. Password Cisco login. Okay. So the telnet lines are configured. The privilege mode password is configured. Okay. All right. So now we're going to configure the access list. All right. So it's a standard access list. So it's nearest the source right there. So, but we're going to do it now. We're going to apply it to the lines. So we go to global configuration. I'm going to say access list 2. Okay. Still within the range. Permit 192.168.1.17. That's the host under router, the very first router. Okay. Enter. We're not going to put another permit statement. That wouldn't make sense. We want that implicit deny to take effect. So once that hole goes through, it'll allow it, but we're going to apply it to the telnet line. So we're going to go line VTY 0 space 4 on all the telnet lines that are actually activated. And we're going to go access class or IP access class, I'm sorry. IP access class, and then the number, which is 2, and this is going in because you're telnetting in to the router. Okay. Okay. So access list, access class 2 going in. That error, since I put IP, okay, it thought it was a name. And it should have just been access class 2 in. Okay, here we go. So we applied it to the VTY lines. All right, so let's see. We're only allowing this host. So let's see. Now remember, access lists only take effect if it's going through the router. Once it's going through the router. Okay, so if I try to go through here, see, we're telnetting in. So if we're going to the telnet line, so I'm going to come through here. If I come through here, let's check it out anyway. Let's see what happens. Let's try to telnet into our own router. See if that's going to take effect. All right, we're going to telnet to 192.168.1.46. Connection refused by remote host. Okay, let's see. Let's try this router, this PC over here. Telnet 192.168.1.46. Connection refused by remote host. Let's try this one. And Telnet 192.168.1.46. We're in. enable student, student, okay, Cisco. Oh, okay. So there we are. We're in the router because we only permitted that particular host to the telnet lines, and everybody else is denied. So that's how you can use a standard access list like an extended access list, which I'm going to show you another example here. Let's, as a matter of fact, let's do it using Notepad. Okay. So with Notepad, so we can keep it all straight, an extended access list is access list 101. I'm going to deny the 192.168.1.0 network 0.00255 to the 192.168.1.32, and this is the 16 network, and it's not 255. So let's change that right now. It's 240. So that would be the wildcard mask. It would be 15. Sorry. All right, and then this is 13. Oh, 32, and then the wildcard mask will be, yeah, to the network, to the entire network, 0.00.15 through EQ 80. All right, we did that one before, and they really advise you to use a note, some sort of editor, text editor, to do this, because you can make it very easy. Because here, same thing, but I want to change the port number to telnet. Now you can't telnet. Okay, and I'm going to use the standard access list. Now, let's say port 21, you can't FTP. All right, so this is the kind of things that you do. This is read from top to bottom. And the last one says all these are denies. I must put a permit statement. And I'm missing something. Nobody's told me what yet. Permit IP, any. I am missing, you didn't catch it, which is deny what? The protocol, TCP. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it on there, TCP. Put it on there, put TCP. This is why it's good to use a notepad editor or text editor, because you don't have to see all these little errors or what have you. You make sure the syntax is correct. Then you're going to copy paste. And let's see, let's make sure you guys get all this, because extended access are big. Right click, copy, and we're going to go ahead and what was it? I even forgot what I just put. Okay, deny this host is an extended, so it's nearest the source. So we're going to put it on this router. Ooh, went all the way up there. Okay, we're going to put it on that router, and we're just going to simply paste. You got to be in global configuration, and then we're going to paste that right in there. No problem. And now we just got to apply it. And let's go ahead and apply it to that particular interface right there. Okay. So IP, not IP. Yes, IP access. Now, how about the interface? Interface F0/0 IP access group 101 coming into the router. All right, because I'm going in the router. All right, so let's see if that takes effect. Let's see if that takes effect. All right, so let's maximize the lab. Let's get this bad boy out here. Okay, let's bring back the lab over here. And one of the ports that we put was actually 80, so 192.168.1.33. And it should give me a request timeout. It takes a little bit for it to get there, but you get request timeout. So you see the access list is actually working. Now remember, we are doing ports 80, 23, and 21. Now we already have a VTY an access class, so it's blocking telnet already. But this example is the same anywhere you would go. Okay, so this is what an extended access list do. Now, one of the things that you need to be careful in your certification, all right, and I'm going to draw this I'll just use this as a cloud, even though this is not really the cloud. All right, and we'll just use whatever connection it wants to go ahead and put it on there. I think really because this is to peer, create a new link, okay. Let me just put it there. And this is really when you want to connect to things that's not in a cloud, a WAN cloud. But you may see something like this, okay? So apparently, if you're trying to block this host from accessing this host through port 80, is an extended access list, right? And you can do it nearest the source. You can do it right here, all right? But let's say this was the only router. Let's say this router did not exist. Let's say your connection was a switch, or you're connected directly to that router. Let me get this. No, crossover. All right. So what's happening is, and if you're going to block access to this particular one using an extended access list, it tells you nearest a source, meaning you would put it here. But then you have somebody coming in through here that's not going to get policed by this particular access list. So you need to apply it to this interface, right? Which is not nearest the source, it's nearest the destination. So this is what got everybody in the last CCNA. Just so you be aware, and this is what's going to go on now, you need to make sure that you apply it to the correct interface. Take a look at your entire scenario, all right? Because if you're blocking a particular host from this side of the network to a host on this side of the network, and you have a bunch of things surrounded, it's got to be where they all meet, the funnel, okay? So applying the access list is very important. Also, obviously, creating it. And one thing you can never forget is that permit IP any. All right, so let's go to the PowerPoint. All right, and let's go right here. Okay, so you can see the syntax. You've done it already. Not a big deal. All right, so you can do anything, right? Access list 100, deny TCP, the network, which you just did, DQ80, 23, and then the permit IP any. Any, what does it mean? Source and destination. Where in a standard access list, all you have is any. So you've seen how to do a standard access list to deny a host. You've seen a standard access list for VTY lines. You've seen the extended access list now twice, all right? And permitting or denying a particular port that you're trying to get to, okay? So with that said, that's it for this particular lecture. Practice this lecture. This is very important for your certification because it will be a simulation. I'll see you in the next one.